Hey Internet, Caligula here, and welcome to another video and to part one of a much needed CC overhaul. So if you follow me on Twitter, you'll know that during the past week I dove into the world of custom content and I dove deep, which is why I'm breaking up this haul into two parts beginning with the hair. I'm super excited to show you what I got, so let's jump into it. So the first hair that I'm gonna show you today is called Bloom. This hair was created by Blush Chat and it is actually a modification of this hair that came with cats and dogs. I love having curly hair in my game because I just love hair that has a lot of texture. I really like having short hair in my game too because, well, I have short hair and so, you know, I'm a little bit vain when it comes to that. So here's what it looks like in all the different swatches. It's just, the texture looks absolutely gorgeous and it's just absolutely beautiful. Next up we have the Aubrey hair by Grim Cookies. So this is a haircut with nice big blocky bangs and a low bun. I think it's super chic. I really like it a whole lot. I could see a lot of different kinds of Sims wearing this. I actually got a lot of other banged hairstyles in this haul, so I know that I will be using this hairstyle in conjunction with those other banged hairstyles as well. So yeah, I really like this one. It's very chic, very, very, very chic. The next hair that I'm gonna show you is, in a word, amazing. It is this Frohawk by Lily Sims. Look at how gorgeous this is. This hair is actually a modification of this hair right here that I believe came in a free update recently. Ooh, these curls are super nice. And I love that they were incorporated into a slightly cooler style. Again, I could see this Frohawk style working really well in conjunction with this hair right here. I could see a Sim wearing this on one day and then the same Sim wearing this on another day, maybe on a night out. This hair, I don't think you could wear hats with it. Let's test this out. Can you? No, not at all. Not at all. What does this hat look like? So it's too big for hats, but that's okay, because when your hair is this fabulous, you don't need to wear hats. The next hair that I'm going to show you today is actually a clayified version of this mesh by Nightcrawler. So this is the mesh, and this is the clayified version. This hair is called the confetti hair, and it is made by Cat. So here's what it looks like in a few different colors. I think that this is a really great clayified version. I see a huge difference between this hair and the mesh. I like Cat's hairs a lot, especially because Cat does a lot of long hairs, some of which I'll show you later. But sometimes the clayified versions don't look as clayified as I would want them to be, but I have no complaints about this one. I love how short this bob is and how blunt the bob is too. I actually think that the texture at the bottom is really, really realistic as well. The way you could see little tiny hairs, but that it still looks clayified. I know that I will use this a ton in my game. The next hair that I'm gonna show you is probably my favorite hair out of this whole CC haul, and it is this beautiful hair by Tomo. This hair is called the 90s Wavy Wolf, and I just think that it is so cool. The bangs are shorter than maybe I would usually like, but somehow it really works for me, and I'm just in love with it. I think that you could actually download this hair for toddlers and children as well. So it has a lot of versatility. It looks great in all colors. It's just super cool and I really like it a lot, a whole lot. Next up we have this hair, which is called Ride, and it is made by Simplified Simmy. This hair is also a modification of that cats and dogs hair that I showed you earlier, and it's just gorgeous and the weighting is beautiful. Look, there is almost no gap between her boobies, and honestly, like, if we just make her boobies a little bigger, there's no gap at all. Not on the front, not on the back, which is really impressive for a long hair. It's so great to have a long hair that is not only long, but that is full of texture. And it's beautiful and really well done. I know I'm gonna keep this one in my game for a long time. Next up is another Lana Del Rey inspired hair by Simplified Simmy. So this one actually comes in many different colors. I usually just stick with the Maxis colors when I download hair, just because I find having so many different colors for so many different hairs to be kind of overwhelming. But I don't know, I like this hair so much that I decided to download it anyway, because look at the texture down here. The weighting is really great on the back. It looks beautiful from the front. I can see a lot of different Sims wearing this, and actually I really like the different colors that it comes in. This one's not so great because it's got some weird like chunky parts that, I don't know, that seem kind of out of place, but some of the other ones are just beautiful. Like, I think that this purple one, yeah, this purple and white hair, this is just, it's amazing. Next up, we have another hair by Grim Cookies. This one is called the Jessie Bob, and it is just very cute and very sleek. I have another bob coming up in a little bit that's quite similar to this, but without bangs. But I really love that this has bangs. I love that it's tucked behind her ears, and I just think it's super cute. Next up, we have another long hair. This one is called the Batty hair, and it is by Green Llamas. This is another hair, another long hair that has pretty good weighting. You can see a little bit of a gap here, but if we just give her a little bit of a perkier bust line, the gap pretty much disappears. This texture right here, where there's such a big gap between the up part of the hair and the down part of the hair, bothers me a little bit, but it's honestly not that noticeable, and I would much rather have a different style than to not have this one at all. So I really like this big bun on top. Again, I can see a lot of different Sims wearing this hair, and it's awesome. Next up, we have another bob by Grim Cookies. This one's very similar to the one with bangs that I showed you just a minute ago. It just doesn't have bangs. I actually really like that this one has a sort of hairline, a more realistic hairline, and not such a blunt edge around the skin, because yeah, I think that looks really cool. She's even got little sideburns here, but it still looks really clayified. Let me show you a few other shades. Yeah, I think that it's kind of hard to make hairs look clayified when they're so straight, but I think that this one does a really good job of that. I really like how sleek it looks. This one is actually probably the closest to my hairstyle, which is probably why I like it so much. What can I say? What can I say? Although I could never do the middle part, I don't think. I think a middle part would make me look like a toad. But this Sim here doesn't look like a toad. She looks beautiful with this middle part. Next up is a hair that I have downloaded before and that I know I'll keep downloading again, and it is the Invitation Braid by a Harris Brittany. The braid is super cute, and I really like the swoop on the side. The next hair that I'm gonna show you is very similar. This one is called the Invitation Ponytail. And again, I think that you could use this as another style for the same haircut. I love that the swoop is also here. I like that it's a low pony, and it looks very nice. It's very simple, but very sweet and nice. Next up, we have the Brianna hair by Cotcat. I like this hair a lot. This hair is actually a modification of this hair, which I think is a base game hair. And I find that I don't use this hair at all because it's so big, and I think that I'm just kind of intimidated by all this volume. I know that I will use this slightly tamer version much more in my game, and I also think that this is just styled in a much cooler way. I love how it's tucked behind her ears. This one looks like she really like slicked it down and is ready for like a night out. Next up, we have another long hair. It is this Jaden hair by Kiara Zook, and this hair really impresses me because it is so long, but the weighting is still so good. I'm gonna make her boobs a little bit smaller and a little saggier just so we could see what it does. Yeah, you can see like kind of a gap. I think that this is such a cute hairstyle. It's very bohemian. I love the little twist up here. You can see her ears peeking out a little bit, I noticed. But again, I'm so happy to have a long hair in my game that looks beautiful and that has great weighting, because those are really hard to find. Next up, we have another bob by Grim Cookies. This one is called the Alive hair. And doesn't this hair remind you of Tyra Banks? It reminds me so much of Tyra. It actually also reminds me a lot of Celicia's haircut in America's Next Top Model. That hair didn't like work out so well for her because it made her look too young, but I think that this just looks super sleek and super cool. and I like it a whole lot. I don't quite like how long it is because I don't like that you could just see like only a hint of her eyebrows, but I do like this hair a lot, and I know that I'll have a lot of fun with it. Next up, we have another bang to do. This one is by O'Hara So Brittany, I think. I found this hair on O'Hara So Brittany's site, but it was part of a big dump, so I'm not sure exactly if she designed it or not, but I love it. I think it looks beautiful. It looks very similar to the first hair that I showed you, except it's a high bun, and it actually works really, really well with this next hair that I got from the same place. This is called the Maha hair, and yeah, these two together just look like they are different styles of the same haircut, which I really enjoy. And I think that this one looks beautiful as well. It's pretty long, and the weighting is very, very good. The texture is great, especially like this part on the side, the way it's tucked behind her ears. That attention to detail is just gorgeous. I like the length of these bangs a little bit better than I did in the Alive hair, because you could see more of her eyebrows, and yeah, it just looks a little bit better, I think. But yeah, I really like this one a lot. Last but not least, we have another hair that I am super excited about because it is a long hair that looks beautifully weighted. The Wonderland hair is actually a modification of this mesh, which is, I believe, by Simplicity. So here is the mesh, and here is the clayified version. So this hair isn't quite as clayified as I would wish it to be. You can see that, you know, it just could look a little bit chunkier, I think, and a little less shiny. If I actually go back and forth between these two, you can see that the clayified part is really apparent down at the bottom of the hair. But still, look at how long this hair. This is almost booty length hair, and the weighting is perfect. The texture definitely comes out in the lighter shades, but it is just, it's beautiful. It's very, very nice, and I have searched long and hard for long hairs, and it's just so nice to finally have one that I love. So those are all the hairs that I got in my most recent CC haul. Like I said earlier, there's gonna be part 2 of this CC haul because I got so much stuff that there was no way that I could put it in one video. So be on the lookout for that video soon. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I'll be sure to leave links to all of the hairs that I listed in the description bar down below. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you again very, very soon. Goodbye!